They ended up getting 9 rounds. Oh, no, in fact, they got 10 rounds on their T side. That's very impressive. So, hey, maybe it's all about the T side for these two teams. Fnatic ended up getting 9 themselves in the first half, winning at 9-6 and still losing the map. So, I don't know if we'll have a repeat. I imagine Fnatic have worked since then and don't expect the same result. But it does mean that Fnatic are probably going to be looking for every single round that they can get on this T side.
Right now, with their performance being this solid, this impenetrable, it's hard to see them really slip up too many times at this stage. I mean, we had Mousesports pull off a mini comeback on Dust 2 when all looked lost against OG. Maybe Vitality have a couple of aces up this. We had Mousesports pull off a mini comeback on Dust 2 when all looked lost against OG. Maybe Vitality have a couple of aces up the sleeve, but they need to retrieve them shortly and firmly plant them down on the table. Vitality have lost Shocks early on. ZywOo tagged down to 11, and Fnatic still retaining the vast majority of their utility and starting to pressure and pivot their way up banana and middle simultaneously, keeping the CTs interested on mid. 3 of them are stacked in close proximity, and Golden elects himself as the man to push in first. ZywOo gets knocked down. Golden, that's some beautiful spray transfer. Unfortunate not to claim the life of Apex, but in doing so, he's cracked the site wide open on A. They keep one player over there, and RPK can do little but receive the headshot. Fnatic will be leading 7-1 come the end of this, and they will try and keep an AK, but it just feels like a drop in the ocean now, Tom. Like, this isn't good enough. You have to start winning rounds.
Yeah, this is ridiculous as well. I think the craziest thing for me in particular is between ZywOo, Shocks, and RPK is currently 4 kills. Now, bear in mind, Shocks alone yesterday in 2 maps got 50. RPK got 42, and ZywOo was actually was one of the lower fraggers for this team, with 35 across 2 maps. Shocks was incredible. One of those maps was him getting 31 and 18, and then the other map was RPK 26 and 13. To come back to that sort of scoreline now, they need an impressive couple of rounds, and this is scary because, as I said, ZywOo didn't have to do much yesterday. He really didn't. And we talk about this team and how a lot of the time he's had to put them on his back. In recent results, that's not really been the case. I think the disparity in New York was he was 50 kills above everyone else, which you say, oh, that's quite a lot, Tom. It's like over the space of the tournament. For ZywOo, that's not insane. Like, normally it's further. Now, yesterday, we got to see when he doesn't need to play. We got Shocks, RPK, incredible performance. Now, with them missing, although we do look at them and go, okay, well, where's that performance gone? I feel like, again, we start looking back at ZywOo and going, okay, now you're having a quiet performance and it matters. We need a change.
Yeah, just to add a little bit of context as well to those stats that you just highlighted, everything of what you just said is Shocks burns and then gets tagged down. So hold that thought for a moment, because Fnatic are pulling the trigger a little bit earlier than I thought they would. Apex has to flash himself into safety, relocating, big kill. 3-on-3 with Broadland low HP, but one of those maps yesterday was 16-6. So it's not like they both went overtime and he dropped 50 frags. Like, one of them was over really quickly, and yet the slow start now costing them dearly. Masuta has a chance to put this round to bed and to build that comeback in effect. Still needs to deal with the threat of Crims, who, after sprawling one player out, then gets silenced himself. Is there enough time for JW to go pick up the bomb, retrieve it, and plant? There is, just about. And in doing so, Apex now has to walk over the ruins of what was once the CT's A side of the map, and now it belongs to the terrorists and it belongs to JW. That Molotov could not have been positioned or timed any better, keeping Apex at bay while JW trades his AWP to the AK-47 and now takes the verticality and makes it his home. The apps belong to JW, as does the round. And Fnatic, that was a close one. I thought potentially Vitality could pick it up, but still, that 7-round lead comes into play.
Yeah, JW's in his mode. Like, this was a round where initially it looked very, very good for them. A couple of like decent individual plays brought it back, and then JW, I mean, he's the closer, just finish things off. Well, again, thus far, having some very quiet performances. Masuta's been all right. Apex as well. It's the stars of the show. Damn. Oh, RPK is not going to be happy about that one.
Bit of a loss for words here, Tom. Like, even if you gave this map to Fnatic, as some people may have, they've got a very high win percent on it. Yep. They're obviously a storied veteran team when it comes to Inferno. Would you have given them a lead this good and to have been decimating Vitality this hard?
No, well, not at all. Especially out of all the teams in this tournament, if anything, Vitality have been the one pillar of consistency, and that they had multiple second places. They're not the team that's had like one win and then becomes the #1 team in the world. Which it may sound like I'm throwing shots, but that applies to about 6 different teams, so you can work out which one I'm talking about. So yeah, they've actually been one of the better teams, if anything, deserved of like their top or near the top spot within a lot of rankings. At the same time, we don't normally see them get battered like this. And this is looking like 9-1 unless we get, again, some sort of hero play, and they're looking comfortable. Golden's currently 12-3. Like, and ZywOo's 2-9. Oh, we can't even make the joke of, oh, maybe they've swapped their name tag because they're not even on the same team.
Only 15 kills the Vitality have perched up in 10 rounds. And to put that context, Golden and Braun on 12.
Those 3 players still have 4 kills between them. I can't believe it.
4 kills and 27 deaths. That is an outrageous statistic.
Matchmaking score.
Right? I don't even know what I can do about this, man.
Get ready for the next one, I guess.
Yeah,
oh, okay. We've got to
meme as well. Classic meme as well of Vitality just don't call timeouts, of course. Like, you're getting completely plastered, still no timeout, nothing to, you know, relocate, like revamp the ideas. ZywOo, though, maybe they don't need one after all. Maybe, just maybe, they can start to slowly grind themselves back into this half. But we did see them with an advantage a couple rounds ago, and they let that one slip. So I'm not going to write off the Swedes just yet.
JW's still standing, and wow, he's been pretty clutch so far. The fact is, we spoke about yesterday ZywOo not having to do anything. Well, Crims hasn't really had to do anything so far. He's had a few impact moments, a few kills here and there. Same with Flusher, in fact. They were probably the 2 best performers yesterday. Had an easy road so far. JW, Golden, and Brolin are giving them a thank you for that win over OG. And now they're looking to get themselves into what will be the upper bracket. First place in the group. I think a lot of people, including myself, were questioning whether they'd be the one going out with how performances have gone so far. Sure, Mousesports are probably the slightly better guess, but they've had some good performances, at least recently. Key play, though, coming through from Crims. He's going to walk through a missed shot. Shock's low. ZywOo's gone. He's not going to connect. And with how low this is for Shocks, there's no time. That's unfortunate. They couldn't quite get the bomb down. The seconds ticked by. Still, although it was close, Vitality have got to 2.
Yeah, it was that early damage that was inflicted that really cost them. They were trying to play mind games with over rotations, but there was a really good flashbang into peak. They went for from pit Vitality, and as soon as they saw 2 players, they knew they didn't need to over-rotate. They could hide in position. And then Fnatic just walked into the gauntlet, into the crossfire. But Vitality had to really work overtime, even to clutch out a 3v4 in their favor. Goes to show that Fnatic are a real threat to be contended with, and do not write these guys off. Apex, in the meanwhile, though, through the smoke, gets one, looking for a second, and Golden, although tagged, will stand his ground. So not for the first time, Vitality claim first blood, back away. I'll be hoping for more of the same, but ZywOo comes out second best, and it's Brolan again on Arches. This area of the map has just been his so far, Tom, but he may walk into a hungry Apex who, although flashbanged, still able to get the kill on 38 HP. It's a really strange, scrappy skirmish taking shape. But Fnatic are being out-aimed and out-dueled for the first time, it feels, in this entire map. And with Crimson Golden about to walk into another crossfire, hard to see how Golden can somehow remedy this situation, but he's gone in for 2.